Hello and welcome back to this special edition of Paranormal or Normal. In this episode, we are heading to a location where there is a so-called god, different to what we would normally have on this show. Desperately, we seem to be the last split bit. What makes you think that this is the cause of your issues?
It controls me, blacks out my memory and brings me back somewhere completely different. I have no clue what causes it or whatever. I don't feel safe in my own body anymore, and I just want it to stop. For real.
Okay, so how do you know it's this specifically?
Well, everything started when I first discovered it, or should I say briefly before. Basically, long story short, I found it, and ever since I've been having weird visions, deja vu, and as mentioned before, I find myself in random places that I would never normally go to.
So you're 100% sure that this thing is the issue?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way on earth it's not.
Right, and you've been admitted to a hospital to stop yourself from being influenced by it, correct?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct about that.
Okay, thank you for your help. Before we begin looking into it, do you have any advice for not being affected?
The only thing I would suggest, don't...
We've been observing both you and this thing for the past 2 months, and some of our internal scientists have noticed a change in your behavior even more. A lot of the time you are completely different before going back to normal, sometimes for days at a time, much more than you were before from the sounds of it. Are you aware of this?
I noticed fairly soon after, especially if I end up finding myself somewhere else. I have a question to ask though.
Which is?
I don't remember anything from the times that I'm out. So my question is, have you captured anything that I've actually done?
Indeed we have. Some interesting findings. You've been spending your time laying on the ground around it, talking to yourself and that voice.
You can hear it as well, while you're in there?
No, it can only be heard on the... It's been a while. How have you been?
I've been fine, I guess. Same as always.
Guess your situation hasn't improved at all?
Quite the opposite. Honestly, it feels as it's starting to warp my brain or something.
In
Most
what
of
way?
the memories I remember, they don't feel natural, or they straight up aren't my memories. I don't know where half of them even came from.
Oh?
Everything here is just like places and people that I don't know. But I feel like that I've seen them before.
It's been 10 months since this all started. This could be our last meeting.
Yeah, it's been getting even worse. I haven't been able to feel any of my body for over a month now. What did you do with it?
Wait, a month. Do you know what date exactly this happened?
Is it June 15th?
That's the same date we moved it to a more solitary area. Removed some of the weird tubes from around it.
Could that be part of this?
Potentially. I assume that the nurses have kept you up to date on everything?
Indeed they have, but I don't remember most of it.
We've been trying to get to you for over a month, but for the majority you seem to have been blacked out.
Indeed. Honestly, this last month has really flown by, which absolutely scared me.
A case we have been unable to solve, and sadly, on August 3rd, he passed away due to multiple simultaneous organ failures. With permission from both he and his family, this tape was released to the world to warn people of the dangers of this being. A mysterious illness or an infection by God, we may never know. However, we learned one valuable piece of information to avoid the grasp of this being in the future, however. And that information is, to avoid